So you hear a little noise in the background, some clanking around. Wife's doing a little bit of laundry, and this is the laundry room. Um, Someone just sent me an email. Hey, didn't the webbot say something about what methane clouds or methane plumes or something to be aware of coming to a planet near you soon? One of the last few reports that came out from the webbot, and so he sent me this link. A giant stream of potent climate warming gas, methane, is blowing hundreds of feet into the air in Los Angeles County for the seventh week. The release cancels out hundreds of smaller efforts over more than a decade to clamp down on escapes of the gas, a priority because in the short term, methane is a far more powerful climate warming gas than carbon dioxide. Pilots flying low have been told by the FAA to stay clear of the plume for fear of ignition. More than 1,800 families have sought relocation due to the vapors. Southern California Gas Co. officials say it will be months before it can be stopped. The mainly methane gas is pouring out of the ground near a damaged well used to inject gas into an old sandstone oil field for storage. Quote, I think what we are seeing is probably one of the single largest releases of methane in California history, said Tim O'Connor, who used to inspect major facilities like refineries for the Bay Area Air Force Quality Management District and works for the Environmental Defense Fund. People I speak with who are experts in the field say this is the biggest, most complex leak they have ever seen. Kind of like the Gulf oil spill. We got that Gulf oil spill in the Gulf of Mexico. We've got a world's worst by far nuclear disaster, Japan 2011, Fukushima, been completely played down by the whole world's governments, just played down as if it was nothing now. When we had at least 2 or 3 full, complete meltdowns of reactors and unbelievable amounts of radiation getting into the ocean, the Pacific. So much so that they've banned fishing of all kinds of different species of fish. Oh, not because of Fukushima, just the populations are a little low, and we need to get a wrangle hold on that. Or it's because they're low because they're dying in mass from the radiation. Whales, stillborn births, sea lions, all that stuff, massive, unbelievable problems, birth problems, defects, and simply low numbers. It's like a dead zone over there. Now you can add this to it. This is all man-made, by the way. This is just man-made stuff. Now we've got the worst ever methane leak, not due to Mother Earth, moving and stretching about and little volcano eruption or maybe a little slight earthquake that released some gas under an ancient volcanic bed that's now a lake. No, not that. No, man-made drilling. Oh, okay, that sounds good. Got a lot to look forward to in this future. Authorities estimate that the rupture in the well, perhaps more than a mile deep, is sending 100,000 pounds of methane into the air per hour. Methane traps heat more powerfully than carbon dioxide during its approximately 20-year stay in the atmosphere. So we got a global warming problem, allegedly. Now we just put fuel to the fire, so to speak. This literally is fuel for a fire. No pun intended. No, yes, pun intended. Giving it an outsized role in its rising sea levels, in disrupted weather. The Aliso Canyon gas storage field, covered with wells, is owned by Southern California Gas Co., a subsidiary of Sempra Energy based in San Diego. Quote, we have never had an escape this large, said Jillian Wright, Vice President for Customer Services for Southern California Gas. I have to really emphasize this is extremely rare, an extremely rare event. Oh, so was the Fukushima nightmare. So was the Gulf oil spill, and so was the Valdez ship oil spill a long time ago. All extremely rare events, but you start to add them up, and we got some problems here. The extent and the difficulty of resolving this leak, this is quote, are highly unusual, he says. All the methods the company has tried so far to kill the well have failed. Now experts who fought the Kuwaiti oil field fires have joined the effort. The safety of some more than 100 workers on the site is also a concern. Wright said that That is why on some days the company cannot perform certain work. If the wind is blowing methane over certain equipment, crews cannot start that equipment, she said. As of the weekend, 1,800 families ill or frightened by sulfurous gas drifting down from the site have been relocated from Porter Ranch, paid for by the gas company. Well, that's nice because BP fought tooth and nail not to pay anybody anything. And then they even put commercials on TV. If you know somebody that illegally got some of the BP funding, you're entitled to your own funding by turning them in. I don't think there's a one single person who called BP to turn somebody in unless it was fake to try to get some more money out of BP. Good job if you did do that. An additional 1,433 families have asked to be moved, with some still deciding, said Melissa Bailey, a company spokeswoman. Among those who have left are George Chang and Susan Gorman Chang. Gorman Chang said the first time she felt the full impact of the unfolding events was midway through her habitual 5-mile run, when she felt the strong smell of gas. I don't think you feel it, you kind of smell it. Or to be precise, an additive intended to give an odor to the otherwise odorless gas, which is that stinky smell. With no alternative, she ran right through it until she reached home. Quote, I was really, really dizzy the next morning, she said. Then on Sunday, November 22nd, before church, she said she opened the back door to let the dog out and was sickened by the gas. So Mrs. and Mr. Chang, the hell you still doing over there? Relocate. It's on their dime anyways, right? And if you say, oh, yeah, but now I'm traveling further to work, wasting more gas, up, more wear and tear on the car, hit them. Hit them in the pocketbook. And believe me, they got plenty of money. Not going to hurt them at all. I just read a story a few days ago. Best Christmas present ever was by an oil company, like a no-name oil company, I should say, because it was not BP, Exxon. No. It was a no-name oil company, which they had a name, but I can't remember it, which is why I'm saying that. It's just some whatever. And they gave each of their employees, there's like 12 or 1,300 employees, $100,000 each Christmas bonus. That's a few million, $100 million. Probably had it in their back pocket. Imagine being able to take 12 to 1,300 people and say, here's 100 G's. Thanks for working for us. Good job. Can you imagine that? I wonder if BP or, Exxon, Shell, those guys would ever do such a thing. Not in your life. They're probably rolling over, pissed off right now. How could they do that? How could they just give that money away to these damn peasants? Screw the peasants, like Rockefeller said. What do you care about the peasants? Take care of yourself, take care of your family. That's all that matters. Who gives a crap about them? Nicholas Rockefeller quoted that. So here we have, he says, everyone has suffered a huge property loss. The secret is out now. There is literally a bomb underneath you. And, the lawyers are getting involved now. But, I mean, what the hell's going on? I mean, and that's one of many wells that are out there. And you think these companies, when they're done and they supposedly properly cap it, how long is that cap supposed to last? If the company goes bankrupt or goes bye-bye, is anyone logging, the federal government logging all these sites and going to send inspectors out continuously? I mean, you'd think they probably should through EPA guidelines or something, but you know how that goes. And then you take into account all the oil wells across the world, in the water and on land. We're one major event from extinction level event. I mean, Jesus. Anyways, that's incredible. Just want to tell you about that. A little bit of a webbot hit, if you don't mind. Take care.